Hello, everyone. We're back this week. We'll continue showing my collection as it currently stands. Um, Mind you, I always try to upgrade or add more to my collection, but this is will show you what I have on hand right now. So this week I'm doing uh, one of my favorite players growing up. Another one besides Wade Boggs, which I showed you last week. I had another favorite player, and I think is the GOAT when it comes to, or at least one of the GOATs, pitching. Um, it was Roger Clemens. Now, the thing is, with me collecting Roger Clemens, I personally, being a Red Sox fan, will not collect him in a Yankees uniform or any other team uniform. What I did is, me personally, I collected his Red Sox cards. So that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you my so far collection of Roger Clemens in his Red Sox uniforms. Those are the only years I personally collect. So my first card I'm going to show you is his 1985 Topps PSA graded of an 8. It's an older PSA card, but it's an 8. It's not the Tiffany, which am going to look into getting the Tiffany one. Sooner or later, I would like to add the Tiffany one to my collection, but it takes time with these collections, as always. So what I'm going to show you is my 1985 Topps Roger Clemens PSA grade 8. As you can tell, it's an older PSA slab. I think it's a really good, decent card. Obviously, it's top, bottom heavy. It's also left and right heavy. I mean, it's left and right, so it's off center. It's top heavy and it's left heavy. But it's a pretty decent card. I don't see anything really. Might be a little dent there. I can't tell if that's with the case or the card. But it's definitely all centered. There's the back. If you hear that gurgling in the back, that's just my gutters. It's raining outside, and I upgraded my gutters, so if you hear that air thing, it's like air in pipes kind of thing. It's my gutters, so I'm sorry about that noise if it takes it, if you hear it. My next one is, as you know, and anybody knows, the 85 is Roger Clemens rookie cards. My next one is an 85 Fleer rookie card, Roger Clemens. I bought this at a card show. Kid was willing to sell it, and at the right price, I got it. So it's an SGC 9.5, 1985 Fleer, Roger Clemens. It looks like it may be a little off center, top bottom, but and left right. But for a 9.5 SGC, that's really not a bad card. It's a nice picture. And what I try to do with these cards is like Roger Clemens, Wade Boggs, stuff like that. I try to get their rookie card in every major card facet. So, Topps, Fleer, Donruss were the top 3 when I was growing up. I mean, you had Upper Deck, but I didn't. Upper Deck wasn't in the 80s. They were more 90s cards. In the 80s, it was Topps, Donruss, and Fleer. So my next card is 1985 Donruss rookie card in a PSA, older PSA holder of 8. Nice. Always love that pitching stance. How for some reason, just that pitching stance is always really cool. You see the off center, left and right on the back. You can also see it in the top and bottom too, off center. So now what they're finding out with PSA cards is you got to be really careful, because there's people that are actually making fake PSA cards. They'll put them in cases that look like they're PSA cases, but they're not. And there's ways you can check to see if it's a real PSA case or not, and those are done by other people's videos. But be careful now when you're buying PSA slabs, because there's a thing going on with dealers at shows, and just people in general are making fake PSA slabs. So you don't want to invest your money in fake PSA slabs. But there's ways you can test to see if it's a real slab or not. But those are done by other videos and other people. My next card is a very special card to me. I recently, if you haven't seen one of my videos earlier, I explained why this card is special to me. In a nutshell, I went to visit my daughter this past August and out in Spokane, Washington. And we spent a week together. So we decided to go to the mall, local mall out there. And a couple times I've been in there, I'm not going to lie, I didn't realize there was a sports card shop in there. So when I went with her the one time, she goes, "Dad, look, there's a sports card shop." I'm like, "Sweet, yeah, check it out." So we eventually went in there because my daughter got into collecting Pokemon cards. She's 25, but she's been going and getting into collecting Pokemon cards. So I'm like, all right, let's go and check. And she's also a John Elway fan, and so she's a Denver Broncos fan. She's a Colorado Rockies fan. She's a Denver Nuggets fan. Colorado Avalanche fan. Spokane Indians fan, because out and that Spokane Indians and Spokane, Washington are affiliated, a high A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies, and so it's pretty cool because she did a couple years ago. I told her that, and she was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Sweet." So to make a long story short, we went in there, and I had picked up some Rockies cards for her, and some John Elway cards for her that she didn't have yet. And I also picked up some, I wanted to show her the thrill, or experience the thrill of opening packs from the 80s and 90s that I had. So I bought a couple packs and was going to have her experience opening them up. Well, she had her boyfriend at the time open them up. We sat down at the food court in the mall, and we opened them up. So when we open up, we're going through it. Me and him, we ate the 40-year-old gum because, we all liked that gum back when we were kids. Experienced that. I didn't get to, she wouldn't try it. She's like, she didn't want to try 40-year-old gum. So me and him had the gum. And she was like, "Ew." But I digress. So we were going through the cards. I'm like, good player, common, base. And I'm like, oh, keep him. He's a good player. He's a good player. Oh, shit, you got Bo Jackson, And he came out the last two cards he got, because I got an 89 pack of Bowman and a 90 pack of Bowman. And the last two cards was, he goes, and a White Sox and a Red Sox. I looked at the Red Sox, and my eyes lit up. And I told her she's like, "Who is that?" I go, "Just one of my favorite players from back when I was a kid, favorite pitcher, and he's a Red Sox." And it's like, "Really, Dad?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, "I collect him." Like, "Really? You, Dad, you can have it." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, this is like, oh my God. So this card became special to me, and she gave me the case that it's in. So I don't think I'll ever get this card graded. I think I'm going to keep it the way it is, just because Actually, I'm not going to get it graded. I'm going to keep the card the way it is in this case because she gave me the case and she said I can have the card. Which is the 1990 Bowman Roger Clemens. So yeah, I'm going to keep this card in this case. I'm not going to ever get it graded. My cards are going to go to her if something happens to me. My cards are going to go to her and my grandson. To her, then to my grandson. If there's a situation where I don't have to sell these cards, they're going to go to her and then it'll go to my grandson to have in his collection. So this card is 1990 Bowman Roger Clemens. For me, as long as I have it, it's going to stay in this case because that story is going to be always true and due to my heart. Because she didn't realize I'm like, Roger Clemens? I don't have that card. And she's like, you don't? I'm like, no. She's like, take it. I'm like, are you serious, Danielle? And she's like, take it, Dad. So that was one of my favorite acquisitions. It's got a really good meaning behind it. The story behind it. My next one is the 1986 Topps Roger Clemens. Now those three rookies were my only graded Clemens. The rest are ungraded, but they're all raw. But eventually, I'm going to get them graded. It takes time to get stuff graded. So this is my 1986 Topps raw Roger Clemens. Corner's a little rough, but it's still a nice, decent card. Just the back. My next one is the 1988 Topps Roger Clemens. Really decent card. Maybe off center, top, bottom. But it's a nice, really decent card. I liked, and they come back with the cartoons, like, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, they had the cartoons in the back. Well, this year they brought kind of that nostalgia back for the 60s and 50s and 60s, 70s cards. They brought the cartoon nostalgia back. It's a nice card. Next one is my 1989 Fleer Roger Clemens. Nice pitching position. Maybe a little center off top and bottom. Left and right look good. I said maybe off the center. My next card is the 1989 Topps Roger Clemens. Looks pretty well centered in my eyes. Maybe a little soft on the corners. But overall, that's not bad. I like this design of the Roger Clemens. I think that's just this whole aspect of the 89 Topps. Next card is a 1989 Kmart Topps card. Dream Team Roger Clemens, AL Rookie of the 80s. So it's a Kmart card. Obviously, top and bottom centering is off. Corners look really good. These are one of those oddball cards. There's certain oddball cards I like. I collect. Especially if they're my favorite players. The oddball cards got to really catch my eye, though. That's what it is about the oddball cards. They got to really catch my eye for me to actually want them. My next one is a 1990 Fleer, Roger Clemens. In my opinion, the eye appeal is very, very bland, in my opinion. It's very not eye-popping, in my opinion. But it's a Roger Clemens, and it's his playing days with the Red Sox. So I am going to keep it because, you know, how Roger Clemens is one of my favorite players. It's definitely left and right on the back, off center. As a card, the eye appeal isn't there for me. But again, it's his playing days, Roger Clemens. So, being the fact with that, that's why I would keep it and why I want it. My next one is the Donruss 91 card. It's a 1991 Donruss. Nice eye appeal. Color. Really good and vibrant. The card is really good and vibrant. The centering looks pretty decent. Don't mind the price thing on the card. I gotta change that sleeve. Stand by. I honestly didn't notice that price on that sleeve when I put it there. Be very careful in taking care of that situation. So there we go. I like that. The blue helps that card pop out. Next card is the 91 Fleer. Again, for some reason, the 91 Fleer sets, there's a lot of people that didn't really like the design of the cards. I'm more not liking the 91 or the 90 Fleer set. The 91 I don't really like either. The yellow with it really, I don't know. I guess I could say the same thing like with the 90 Fleer. It just, there's no oomph, no pizzazz. But it's one of his playing day cards, so I'm not good. It's going to be forever in my collection. But here's the 91 Fleer. Like I said, I mean, the yellow to me is just, But that's just my opinion. The eye appeal on it, but it's his plain day card. So that's why, I actually want it in my collection. To me, if I'm doing it for a reason, eye appeal doesn't get to me. I don't really care too much about the eye appeal if I'm doing it for one particular reason. And this particular reason is because I collect playing day cards. And I want one from each of his years he played in a specific time frame. This being one from at least one card from each year he played with the Red Sox. So, that's why, even though to me those two, the 90 and 91 Fleer, don't really have the eye appeal for me, they're going to be part of my collection because it's part of his playing day. They're part of the reason why I'm collecting them. Next one is a 93 Upper Deck Roger Clemens. Centering looks good on the front. Corners look pretty decent. Here's the back. Again, centering looks pretty decent. Maybe top and bottom might be a little off. Upper deck cards were really, really big in the 90s, early 2000s. But predominantly in the 90s, they were really big. My next card is a 94 Fleer Roger Clemens. See, to me, this Fleer has better eye appeal than again, the 90 to 91. Yeah, is it a plain, really a plain thing? A plain appearance, but, you know, with the Redsox and the Clemens picture and the way it's designed in some way, it's got a little bit, to me, more eye appeal. I know there would be a lot of people that disagree, but again, this is my collection. This is how I collect. We all thought the same thing. We'd be all collecting the same things for the same reasons. My next card is a ...2008, so it's after his playing days for the Red Sox. 2008 Red Sox holographic type card. So it's kind of like a throwback card. I don't collect many throwback cards just because, to me, they're not real authentic. I like the authentic originals. So throwback cards or heritage cards, I'm not a big collector of. But this one caught my eye because it's just the holographic part of it. So, as you can see, last year he was with the Yankees was 96. Or with the Red Sox was 96. So, this is more of a throwback card. Next is his 1989 Topps mini card. These mini sets were around the same time, obviously, as the original or the standard set cards. But collecting these mini set versions of the cards was pretty fun too. I remember collecting when I was a kid. I had him and I had Wade Boggs too. I had a lot of them. But when I found this card, I was like, ooh. Now I just... You know, it's nice that they made a inlet set. You can see the different size. And again, the backs are different. So here's the 89 mini Topps mini Roger Clemens. It's an interesting card. Top and right, heavy. But still a cool card. My next card is the 1993 Upper Deck. Yep, 93 Upper Deck cards. This is a really cool eye appeal. And what I cool about eye appeal is the fact that, to me, it looks like, with it being early 90s, it's got that Saved by the Bell look. it pops out at you, which really, really, really is cool. But I look at this card and automatically think Saved by the Bell, which brings back a little nostalgia and all that aspect. And again, it's got some of the cartoon. And drew upper decks with the field and hologram. But that's what I like about that card. I'm gonna be getting into other, like, insert cards or other eyeball cards with him. I know I started it when I did the Dream Team and the minis, but after this card, I'm probably going to be getting into, I have some oddball cards of him. So, this one is a 1988 Fleer. This is a really cool looking Fleer one. It's got the red, white, and blue. The posture, like, it pops out on you. It's a Fleer Superstars. So, it's an oddball card. It's one of those Fleer oddball cards from 1980. Next one is going to be the 1989 Topps Captain Crunch. Roger Clemens. Siren looks pretty good. Maybe a little top heavy. I say that just because looking at the bottom right there. But this is the 89 Captain Crunch. Pops. Next is the 1989 Superstars of Baseball KB's card. Topps KB's card. Left and right, little center. Top and bottom, little bottom heavy, little left center heavy. The left heavy. Sorry. It's really cool with the back. The brown and the yellow. I like that combination. I like that combination. Alright. Next is going to be a couple All-Star cards. And then we're going to get back into some oddball sets again. So let me move these up like this. Boom, 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 boom. My first one is the 1987 Topps Roger Clemens All-Star. It's a little left heavy. Top and bottom look pretty, no, it might be a little top heavy too. But it's the 1987 Roger Clemens All-Star. Now these 87s, these 86, 87, 88, all the way up to about 93 baseball cards. When I was young, if you're my age, so I'm 46, used to collect, McDonald's used to have, when you went to get Happy Meals, they had the plastic Happy Meal containers. So a lot of these cards I have, like from these years, anywhere from 86 to like 92, 93, we had collections, me and my brothers had collections in those McDonald's Happy Meal plastic containers. God knows, whatever we've done with them. Next, I have, speaking of, I have an 87 or an 88 card tops. It's the 88 card tops, 1987 All-Star leaders, tops All-Star leader, Roger Clemens. Centering looks really well. Corners look pretty decent. How many of those names do you remember? So there's that. My 1988. Next is my 1992 tops All-Star Roger Clemens. 1992 tops All-Star. This is, that's on the case. Got maybe a little printing defect right there. But it's the 92 tops All-Star. It's got a, obviously it's got a, see a card bend right there in the corner. It looks like in this corner too. There you can see it. No, see, there's some left heaviness on there. Next, I have, which a lot of kids my age, or a lot of adults my age, can probably remember these if you were big into collecting cards in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. I have as a 1992 Topps Kids card. So this is Topps 1992 Topps Kids card. My Roger Clemens. Probably one of my favorite cards of all time because just the cartoon-ish thing. Topps Kids cards didn't last that long, but they were really, really cool. Looks like he's throwing Cheerios there. It was a fun card to have. And this card always stuck in my head when I was young. And I was glad when I found this card. I was like, ooh, I'm getting it. Another time while growing up as kids is, we all know McDonald's, Burger King, and all them used to once in a while have their little promotions when baseball or football season came around, or even hockey, but predominantly baseball. So what they would do is they would get their own series of cards. So next I'm going to show you is the 1992 Topps McDonald's Baseball Best card. Good centering and everything, but there was a selection of these. You had Ken Griffey's, you had Cal Ripken's, you had Gary Carter's, Dale Strawberry's, Doc Gooden. There was a whole bunch of them that you would be able to collect if you went to McDonald's. There was 44 of them. So this is the 92 McDonald's, Topps McDonald's Baseball Best Roger Clemens. And I love this card because it just, the black border, the gold, the way it was designed, it's like, it's a pop out. The picture that was selected, the pop out of the card. The next card is I believe it's the 91 Leaf Donruss Diamond Kings. Of Roger Clemens. Again, there's that pop up with the color. Hold on, stand by. 91. 91, I was right. It's not, no, I said 91. Donruss Diamond Kings. Because here, it's pretty much the same set. So 91 Donruss Diamond Kings. Roger Clemens. Next is the 1990 Fleer Players of the Decade, 10th anniversary, Roger Clemens. Again, it's a Fleer card. This is the year they were one of the ones they were very, very bland. But it was the Player of the Decade card, 10th anniversary. It's Roger Clemens. Next is a 1989 Topps All-Star set, 1988 All-Star set, collector's edition, but it's an 89 Topps. Centering is good on it. It looks like it's trying to go for the Bowman look. There's a small lettering with a big picture. Good pose. Well, it says 1988 Topps, so I'm going to say with 1988 All-Star Set Collection. So yeah, it's 88 Topps, sorry, not 89. I'm sorry about that. My next card is the 1992 Topps Stadium Club, Roger Clemens. I like these Stadium Club cards because, one, they're like really, they were high glossy, they were really, the picture took up the whole card. There was no borders around it. The picture took up the whole card. And then they just had this little, the design down here. And they made it look like a really pristine, important card to have on the front. And that's a really nice pose, capture of Roger Clemens. And then they would show, with these cards, they would show what the rookie card looks like of the player on the back. They'll show some little, not just their career stats, but some other interesting stats. Their kind of pitch, and this one it showed the percentage by versus right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters in the parentheses. So that's a very interesting card to have. Next one is the 1992 Score, Roger Clemens. Nice design. A little left heavy, maybe a little top heavy. Nice design. The different colors popped out, make the card pop out, which looks really, really cool. Not bland at all to me. Good capture of the pitcher. Of the pitch, good capture of the pitch. Just overall decent looking card. The back, same thing. Really decent picture capture. Design, I like the design, the fading of the yellow and everything. So it's a really nice design for that score. Next one is a (1993) Roger Clemens Major League's Diamond Skills Best Right-Handed Pitcher card. It's a little left heavy, a little, it might be a little bottom heavy. Great capture, great design. I like the color scheme thing. Upper Deck does a really nice, good job. Or did a really nice, good job of the design of the cards, I think, in the long run. You can agree, disagree, and this is my opinion. The next card is actually a 2025, but so Donruss, their 2025 set, they kind of brought in old time or vintage players, junk wax era players, and they made a regular cards of them. And they introduced them into the set. Now, Donruss doesn't have a licensing for teams for MLB. So what that means is they can still make the cards. They just can't put the team logos on them. They can't say, instead of saying Boston Red Sox, they'll just say Boston. They'll take the B off the hat. They'll airbrush the B off the hat. They'll airbrush the Red Sox or Boston off the jerseys. So it's still a card. It's still a legit card. It's just the MLB isn't licensed to. The MLB did not give them permission to, or license with them, contract with them to use the MLB logos. So they're licensed to make cards, and they can sell the cards. They just can't put MLB stuff on it. So 2025. This is 2025 Donruss of Roger Clemens. Like I said, they took junk wax era players and vintage eras, and they made regular baseball cards in it to bring back parents like my age, and to show, so they can show their kids, hey, this was a player back in my time. He's not playing no more, but they still make cards of him. I get it, and I just happened to open this in one of the packs. I got 2025 Donruss cards. I'm keeping it because it's a Roger Clemens card. Thoughts about it? Yeah, me personally don't like the idea, because it's not a playing state cards. I like collecting playing days cards. But I get the nostalgia attempt with Donruss. My next card is not really a card. If you guys, with my age and everything, they grew up in the 80s and 90s watching baseball and stuff, there was a time where they had collectabooks. So I have the Roger Clemens collectabooks card. Now, you open up the card. I'm going to be very gentle with this card because I want to get this eventually graded, like I said. So I am going to take it out and show you. But you open it up. It shows Roger Clemens' personal highlights, his personal story, career highlights, and other fun facts. So, yes, I took it out of the case. I'm going to be very gentle. I'm putting it back in. So that's my Roger Clemens collectible that I had when I was a little kid. I didn't have that particular one, but I did have that when I was a kid. Like I said, talking back when I had Happy Meal plastic cases full of baseball cards, and shoe boxes full of baseball cards. Now the last thing I got, that I didn't even know they made until my brother told me about it. I started doing more researches about them. I stopped, but when I first found out about it, I started doing research about them. And Roger Clemens actually has, I think, 2 of them. I guess Topps did this for a long time. They're coins, or tops. Tops. But they're more like coins. So here's one of, I believe 2 what Roger Clemens has. They tried it one year. So 1987. Yep, 1987. Coin. Topps coin of Roger Clemens. Nice condition. So there is my current set of Roger Clemens cards. As of right now. Again, I'm always going to try to build my collection for my grandson and my daughter, so we'll see what continues. But just wanted to share that with you. So thank you for staying with me, and until next time.